What's extra good to the people, man? We out here with what's called stories in the well. And these are stories that are just going to ultimately build up toward the end of the story and get everything aligned. If you haven't caught up already or been keeping up with the stories, go and look up Quasi Part 1 for the Emperor's Door, where it all starts. I'm going to see you there. This story right here is about the Menlo family. Then they getting ready to go on vacation. The Menlo family prepared the car to go on their cruise to Greece. They were going to do a tour in the cities close by. Christina, age 16, was annoyed by her little brother Bronner. He was playing with his action figure toys, going from left to right, slamming into her harder every time. Christina, stop! She pushed back, knocking him to the ground. Amy, hey, what did you do? Christina, what? He fell on his own. Amy looked at Christina like she knew something different. Bronner, no, Ma, she pushed me. Christina looked at him with intense eyes. Christina, shut up, she murmured. Amy, Christina, leave your brother alone. Will, who's ready for a vacation? Their father came around trying to lighten the mood. Amy, Will, what is that you have on? She looked disgusted. Ugh. Will, what? It's my vacation gear. He had on an umbrella hat, a hot pink shirt, and tan cargo shorts with his toes out. His toes out, y'all. Bronner, I like it, Dad. Will, that's it, champ. That's the spirit. Christina, can we go now? Will, we're on time. Chill out. He laughed, mocking her generation's lingo. Amy, we are running late, Will. What are you talking about? Let's go. Will's smile turned soft. They got in the minivan and headed toward the port. Bronner was in the back watching a movie, and Christina scrolled through her phone. Will drove listening to his favorite jams, and Amy sat on her phone. The drive lasted about 30 minutes. They got to the port and gathered their things. Will went and got a trolley cart to load their bags. Bronner played with his favorite action figures as everything went on. Bronner, can I ride on the front part, Dad? Will, yeah, of course, sport. You know, we're late. Chop, chop. Amy interrupted. Will, what's gotten into you? Amy, nothing, sweetheart. I just don't want us to miss our boat. Will, honey, we're not going to miss our boat. Just come along. Christina, hot alert, she said to herself. Behind her glasses, her eyes followed a slender man wearing a hat, a hanging earring, a nose ring, and expensive shoes. She liked the fake hood boys in touch with the culture. He looked like he was in a hurry to be on the same boat. He got in line right behind them. Christina kept looking for something behind her, trying to sneak looks at him. When he smiled looking at her, she smiled back and turned around. Amy's still on her phone, Will watching surroundings and waiting for their turn in line. Bronner sat on the cart playing with his two favorite action figures. Guy. Hey, the guy tapped Christina's shoulder. Christina. Hi. She whipped around so fast that he barely had time to remove his hand. I'm Ty, he said. Christina, she said, smiling. Ty, I love your smile. Can I see your whole face? Christina shyly took her glasses off and smiled, looking up at him, then down to take it in. Ty, don't be shy, he smiled. Is this your first cruise? Christina, yes, it is. What about you? Ty, I've been on many cruises. Christina, really? The experience he seemed to have attracted her. Ty, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Christina, 16. Ty, wow, you're really young. Christina, wait, how old are you? Ty, I'm 23. Christina, wow, I like older men. Ty, sorry for you, but you too young for me, lovely. I can't, he said. Christina, whatever. You aren't even that hot. She sneered and put back on her glasses. The line moved as they went on. Amy still hypnotized by her phone. Will still anticipating the front, and Bronner sitting on the front of the cart with his two favorite action figures. Clerkwoman. Hi, sir. What's the name? Will. Good day, ma'am. It's gonna be Menlo. Clerk. Ah, there you are. They exchanged all the information needed, checked in their bags, and walked toward the boat entrance. Man. Don't go on this ship. There's something mysterious ahead. Will. Excuse me, sir. He walked his family past the man. He was old with a white beard and a bald head. Bronner laughed. There's something mysterious ahead, he mocked. Amy kept looking around and at her phone, looking around for the purple flamingo according to her incoming text. Amy, honey, why don't you all go find the room? I'm gonna get a drink. Will, already? What? This is our family trip, sweetie. Don't you want to lay off? He said through his teeth, wondering his eyes, smiling, trying not to cause a scene. Amy, I'll be up there. I'm going to bring you one too. We can both get nice and happy. She fluttered her eyebrows and smiled, returning the expression. Amy, okay, go along now while I go. Will, all right. Will turned and trotted with the kids to the room, oblivious to his wife and her schemes. Bronner, which one is it, Dad? 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 He repeated until they got to the room. 1324, it read. He opened the door, and it was a huge suite with a balcony, a bunk bed, and a master bed. There was a fridge and a huge bathroom. Christina smiled. Wow, this is actually amazing, she said. Will, isn't it? I'm glad you like it, honey. Christina, I love it. Thank you, Daddy. She hugged him and went out on the balcony to see the water. Bronner, I love it too. He went to lay both his action figures in the bed. You guys have been fighting all day. It's my turn to play now. He put their legs under the covers. Christina, why are you putting them in my bed? Your bed is on the top. Bronner, no. Why do I have to be on the top? What if I have to pee? There would be nowhere for you to go, and I would just pee on you. He laughed at himself. Will chuckled. Will, hey, he does have a point. Let your little brother sleep on the bottom. Christina. I hate this life. She slammed the balcony shut. Will looked at Bronner and shrugged. They had a laugh. Amy was down at the bar with their coworker Rustin. He was built, paid, a narcissist, and he and his wife decided the same week Amy and her family would go on vacation, they would enjoy that too. Obviously not with each other, but everyone benefited. Rustin's wife has wondering eyes as well. They both sat there with sexual tension building from the thrill. She lustingly looked into his eyes. Amy, so what brings you out? She joked as he smiled. Rustin, a beautiful young woman with an amazing body. He praised, looking at her up and down. She blushed, lusty and all. Rustin, let's go somewhere no one can see us. The server brought their drinks out. Amy had a huge pineapple with all types of vodka. It came with a red umbrella and a matching straw. Rustin had some cognac straight. They sipped and worked on each other with their gazes. Meanwhile, back in the room, they got a knock on the door and Will opens it to their bags. He wheels them in and the kids run to unpack their things. Bronner just got out more toys and lined them up. Christina lined up her outfit, speaking out loud. Okay, this one is for tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and so on. She spoke. Will put his bag away. Will, I know you guys are hungry. Christina, starving, actually. Bronner, I haven't starved. He opposed. Will, why can't you just have a good attitude like your brother? I remember my precious little... Dad, save it. Jeez. Will, what? I just want to give you a little love. Bronner, I'll take a little love, Dad. Will looked at him. Proud, he side-hugged them as they looked at Christina. She looked at them in disgust, like Amy. Will, look, here's $200. Go find some things you like. She lit up. Oh, thanks, Daddy, she said. She kissed his cheek. Proud, he knew what he had to do to make her smile and get on her good side. Will, okay, let's explore. What do you say? He hyped. Bronner, yeah, he said in his strongest voice. Christina, whatever. They went down to the main part of the ship, where there were a couple water slides going through and around the ship, zip lines, a huge pool. The bar was long enough to sit 50 people. There were dining tables, a whole buffet of endless food, a stage, music blaring, 3 jacuzzis, a basketball court, tennis court, and other outdoor activities. The ship seemed massive on the outside, but this seemed like its own little world on the water. It was massive. They went straight to the pool area, and Will spotted Amy laughing at the bar. Will, Christina, watch your brother. Christina, oh, what? Bronner, yeah, watch me, Christina. He looked at the water excited. Christina, watch yourself. She sat on a sun chair by the pool. Bronner, please, come in with me, Christina. I need your help. Christina, with what? She skepticized. Bronner, I don't know how to swim. Christina spotted her type in the pool already. She looked through her glasses and took them off, now guiding Bronner to the pool. Bronner, yay, 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 he repeated until they got to the shallow end. Christina kept making eyes with the guy. Okay, you do it this way. She guided. She also saw Ty talking to some other woman closer to his age. Loser, she murmured. She focused her attention back to her new sights. She inched closer and closer, teaching Bronner how to swim, quote unquote. There were other kids in the pool, and he started playing with them, showing them what he'd just been taught. Meanwhile, at the bar, Will. Hey, honey, who's this? He brazed over Rustin, scanning him. Amy. Oh, hey, Will. This is my friend Rustin. She laughed. Will extended his hand for a shake and Rustin took it. Haha, I'm fucking your wife, Rustin played in his head. He smiled slightly. Amy. I haven't seen him since high school. Just old friends catching up. She generously lied through her teeth. Rustin. Yeah, man. I just saw her. It's a coincidence we ran into each other on this cruise. Amy. Really crazy coincidence. They laughed together. Will nervously smiled and felt out of place. Will. Well, I'm gonna go hang out with the kiddos. Meet you at the room? Amy. Sure. She dismissed, turning to give her attention to Rustin. Will walked away unarmed. He didn't say what he wanted to say. Those two are looking really close. He shook his head. He turned back and they were both gone. They went off to a private place. They ended up in the luggage room for all of 7 minutes. They left fixing themselves and went back to the bar. Will was sitting in the pool chair watching his kids. They're all that means anything to me anyway, he said, taking a look at the magazines available. The Broad View. Own yours today. He scanned the yachts he planned to afford one day. Welcome aboard all cruisers. We are now headed to Greece. How's everybody feeling? The captain spoke over a speaker. Everybody wooed and celebrated. Now that we're all comfortable and all aboard, let's get into our journey. He went over the rules and regulations as everyone stood quiet. All right now, let's have some fun while staying safe. Everyone agreed by going back to the activities and fun. As the boat began to move, everyone was enticed into the different shows going on. Children danced in the forefront and everyone was having a great time. Christina inched her way closer to this guy. He finally made eyes with her, yet seemed shy. Christina. Hi. She smiled nervously. Guy. Hi. He smiled the same. I'm Stanley. Christina, she said. She extended her hand. Stanley. Nice to meet you. Christina. You too. I think you're cute. Stanley blushed a bit. Stanley. You're cute too. Christina. You want to go out? Stanley. Yeah, sure. He smiled. Christina smiled too. She grabbed his hand and saw her dad. Christina. Dad, this is Stanley. He's my boyfriend. Will. You take care of her, Stanley. Good choice, honey. She noticed something was bothering him. Christina. Dad, are you okay? Will looked up from the magazine and looked at his daughter, then at Stanley, then at Bronner, who seemed to be unable to keep his head above water. Will's eyes got big, and then he jumped in after him, leaving them to themselves. They went to explore the ship. Christina couldn't stop looking at Stanley. This was a game to her. She had gotten hurt in the past by too many boys. She's the lover girl type. always wanting someone to cater to her. Stanley was her perfect matchup. He was now in his first relationship. They're the same age, brought up similarly. Only one is an overgiver, and the other is a taker. Stanley, do you want anything? Are you hungry? Christina smiled with excitement. Yes, she said. Bring us something good. Stanley, okay. He got up and fulfilled his duty. The sun peeked beautifully into the clouds, and as it began to set, the city began to fade, and the vibes began to rise. By this time, the grown-ups are getting clowned, downing their drinks and blabbering their mouths, laughing and enjoying their mass without a care in the world. Christina and Stanley ate and watched the sunset together. They took their first kiss and said goodbye to their virginities. You won't ever leave me, right? She uttered. Stanley, what? No. I wasn't planning on it. That was a nice experience. From then on, Stanley just followed her around, getting used to her every move. She was already possessive, and he just wanted to keep getting his dick wet about a female he kinda liked. He was excited to even have a girlfriend. Where he's from, he's overlooked by women who like tricks. The money man. Ain't scared to spend their money, man. And what he was attracted to wasn't attracted back. He took what he could get, even though it wasn't what he would actually marry. And at this young age, these decisions might be valid until you're 3 kids in and tied to her for life. After Will rescued Bronner, they started spending time together walking around the boat. They went to the aquarium. They had a kids zone where he played around with the other kids for a while. By the time they had eaten and laughed real good, Bronner was knocked out. As Will carried him up to the room, he noticed a woman in which he would call stunning to the eye. They locked in with their pierces, but neither stopped, somehow not bumping into anything. Will pressed the button for the elevator as they still held each other's beams. Her friends were talking around her as she was zoned in. Will felt the bounce just below his heart and smiled a bit. The elevator dinged as he realized he was holding Bronner on a ship with his daughter and his wife, headed to Greece. His smile faded. Will got into the room still thinking about that woman. He laid Bronner down and tucked him under the covers. Beautiful smile, nice teeth, wonderful hair. He smiled. I haven't felt this way ever, I don't think. I have to see her again. He sat there reminiscing what had just happened between his heart and his eyes. He turned on the TV to the sports channel and waited for Amy and Christina to come back. Christina dragged Stanley around, and he was with her everywhere she went, on call. They went to the team room and explored. They mostly touched and had sex with each other throughout their time. Christina was growing up very fast in all kinds of ways. From her point of view, she sees her mom having her way with her father, talking with another man and always disregarding him while still getting everything she wants. And on top of that, her sex craze is out of hand, but she enjoys it. Christina. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Stanley. Okay, I'll walk you to your room. Christina. Oh, no thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. She kissed him on his cheek. She had grown bored. She walked back to the room and found her father laid out on the couch, sports on, Bronner tucked in, and Mom not in sight. She rolled her eyes. Whatever. She got onto the top bunk and went right to sleep. An alarm was going off for 6 a.m. Amy. Oh my God! She shot up, putting her clothes on. Her and Rustin passed out on a couple pool loungers he pulled from the pool side to the back deck of the ship. They had slept there at least 3 hours after being drunk, laughing, and having sex. Rustin popped up. They both had missed calls from their others. Rustin had about 5, and Amy 13. Will was hurt by this. He had been trying to call her before Christina had gotten in. No answer. Amy, I love the amazing night we had last night, and everything has been great between us. But I don't think we should do this anymore. Rustin's smile disappeared. Rustin, what do you mean? I thought we might continue this until we got back home. Amy, this is wrong, Russ. I like you a lot. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just like the sex. Whatever it is, I don't want to do it anymore. Rustin, okay, cool. You shouldn't have started what you can't finish, though. Now I'm gonna have to get my love elsewhere. Don't come back to me crying. Amy, fine by me. Your cock was only mediocre. Rustin, mediocre my ass, bitch. You loved it. Amy, yeah, right. They sat looking at each other and fucked one last time before going their separate ways. Amy felt guilty for some reason. She knew Will didn't know, but seeing the missed calls and how she had been treating him lately made her feel like he did. Especially when he came to talk to her at the bar. She felt cheap. She just wanted to make up and devote herself to him from now on. She crept to the room hoping everyone still might be asleep. She slipped the key in and opened the door. The kids were laying there awake, and Will was in the bathroom. They both looked toward her. Mommy! Bronner shot up and ran to her. He embraced her. Bronner, Mommy, where were you? You left us all day. She stroked his head and smiled, hugging him back. Christina looked at her and rolled her eyes. Amy, hi, honey. How was your day yesterday? Christina was silent a second before saying, I saw you with that man yesterday. Is that who you were with the whole night? Amy hesitated. That's none of your business. Good thing I'm here now. Christina, whatever. Amy, you, get your attitude together. Christina mocked her under her breath. Will came out of the bathroom. Oh, hey. I assume you're just coming in. They looked at each other. Amy stayed silent. Will, well, let's get downstairs to breakfast then. The kids took their showers and did their business as Will got ready. Amy, I want us to be stronger. Will looked at her. You're deciding to talk now? Amy, I don't want to fight. Will, you must. You're out here cheating. Like I mean nothing. Like this family means nothing to you. Christina put her ear to the door and Bronner was in the mirror brushing his teeth. Bronner, what do you hear? Shh! She snapped, startling him a bit. Amy, look, I'm sorry. I have a problem and I need help. Will, you got that right. Amy, well, I'll work on it. We can go to therapy and everything. Will, no, Amy, this is your bullshit. Now you deal with it, and I will decide if I want to stick around. Will thought of his mystery woman from last night and felt an empowerment. If she feels like she can decide whenever she wants something else, so can I, he thought. Amy, we should be together for our children, don't you think? Will, prove it. Come on, kiddos. Let's get down to the buffet area. He stared Amy in her eyes. Christina and Bronner came out of the bathroom. Christina got her glasses, her purse, and her phone. Bronner got his 2 favorite action figures to tag along for the day. They walked out without Amy, and she sat to think about her choices. When Will and the kids got to the main deck, they filled their plates with great foods and got drinks. There were jugglers performing and unicycle riders announcing the ship's amenities. Their faces were painted like mimes. Will kept his eye out for his mystery lady. Meanwhile, Christina checked out the scene from behind her glasses. All the men looked like snacks to her as she followed each one with their eyes until they ran into another. Eddie. Hey. He smiled big, catching Christina off guard. He had a great smile, chiseled features, tattoos, and a curled faux hawk fade. Insanely her type. Her heart was beating in her stomach for this one. She could only stare as they sat with the silent moment. She just kept looking at him up and down. Will enjoying his seat, view, and food. Bronner playing with his 2 favorite action figures. And Amy in the room trying to get over the fact that she's a piece of shit. Eddie waved for Christina's attention. Christina. Hi, she said, taking off her glasses slowly. Eddie. Let me get your name. Christina, she responded. Eddie. I like it. How free can you be? Christina. What do you mean? Eddie. You want to explore the boat? Will. Oh, no, you don't. He butted in. There won't be any exploring the boat, he mocked. My daughter is only 16. How old are you, young man? Eddie. I'm only 17, sir. I don't mean any disrespect. You were once 17, interested in a beautiful girl. Will started to respond and then thought about Amy. He remembered how he looked at her once upon a time and scratched it out of his mind. Just then, his mystery woman was walking alongside the railings of the boat and locked in on her. I'll be back. You stay right here and watch your brother, he said and hurried away. Christina. Why? Eddie. Let's see how we can turn this into fun. What's your name, little man? Bronner, he said. Who are you? Call me Big Ed. He put his hand out for a 5 and Bronner slapped it, smiling. Bronner. Big Ed, you want to meet my 2 favorite action figures? Eddie. Sure. Christina rolled her eyes. She was stuck babysitting again while her parents worried about themselves. Will traveled toward this woman, stopping her in her tracks. She turned around smiling, bringing her eyes to meet his. Will. Do I know you? Woman. Yes, it's Lisa. Will thought about it, and his eyes went wide with happiness and excitement. Will met Lisa in college while he was studying for his medical exams. They shared intimate moments, never having touched in that way. Suddenly, Lisa took a job in a different city, and they barely kept in contact. And when Will finished school, he met Amy and began a family. Will. What? Lisa? Wow. Hey. They hugged, and the invisible magic that creates that spark of old memories rushed through them. They reminisced. Lisa. Yes, how have you been? She smiled. I remember us sitting on your grandmother's stoop on Corver and Lightman. Will laughed. Wow, you remember that? Lisa. Of course. Shoot, I had the biggest crush on you. Will's eyes got big behind his prescription frames. Will. Really? Ha, I didn't know that. He smiled happily. Lisa, yeah, I didn't know how to say it. We had such a great friendship going on, and I didn't really want to mess that up. Wow, we really felt the same way. She has no idea the way I felt about her. I thought it wasn't that much chemistry for us to go further, Will thought as he admiringly looked into Lisa's eyes. Will, I liked you too. Lisa smiled, and they filled the moment with their personal blissful silences. Lisa, so did you come here with anyone? Will's smile quickly shifted. Yes, he was with someone, all right. Actually, his family. A cheating dust-sack wife and two beauties of it all in his mind. He decided if he might lie. Will. Yes, unfortunately here with my cheating wife accompanied by our precious children. And you? Lisa. Oh God, that sounds like a wreck. Will. Tell me about it. Lisa. Well, I'm solo. This is a trip to enjoy and celebrate my partner position at KRUCIAL Real Estate. Will. Really? Wow. Congratulations. You did it the right way, he said. He felt a little anxious. He might have been too honest. Were they still on the same page of still liking each other? Lisa. Thank you. It has been lonely though. Will. Really? How do you deal with that? He said, interested. Lisa. Well, I have my ways. She laughed softly. But I've been wanting something real. They looked in each other's eyes and began kissing like they were the only two people on the ship. Both eyes closed and sensually filling each other's bodies and presence. Christina and her new boo were watching Bronner as he danced with the ladies and the music. They clapped and egged on. Go Bronner, go Bronner. Amy was getting herself together to go out of the room. She decided to go out on the balcony for a second. Looking to her left, she could see Will and Lisa slowly kissing each other with the passion he never showed or had for her. She slowly backed into the room and cried. She closed all the doors and blinds. I deserve this, she silently sobbed. As they were still into it, they heard splashes of water and stopped to look over the railing of the deck. It looked like the captain and his crew were floating alongside in a couple rafts. They floated up, seeing Will and Lisa look at them, looking at them. Captain. Get off the ship! Get off now! Imagine if they had seen no one. The ship is tipping! Get off if you want to live! Will looked ahead and saw a massive hole with water going into it. His eyes got really huge and he grabbed Lisa and headed for his kids. Oh my goodness, help. He panicked inside and tried to stay calm. Will, did you see that? Lisa, yes, what are we gonna do? What should we do? Will, get my kids and jump ship? Fuck, I've never had to say that before. Lisa, well, I'm with you. Will fell in love with Lisa in that moment. There was a deep, intense look they shared. They paused to kiss, forgetting if only for a second the dire circumstances. Then they ran toward the kids. When they got back to the main part of the deck, people were still celebrating like nothing was happening. Will could still see the captain and the crew trying to swim away. Then people from the front of the ship began running and screaming. Run! Get off the ship! Get off the ship! Will and Lisa got to the kids. Their faces looked scared and confused. Eddie, what's going on? He stammered. Will, if I told you, you'd be still. Now come with us or stay here. Christina: Daddy, what's happening? Who's this woman? Lisa: Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm in love with your father. Will looked at her and smiled along with his heart. Christina looked puzzled and rolled her eyes. More people began coming from the front of the ship. Everyone was frantically screaming, and there were others just jumping off the sides. There was a woman sitting there rocking her newborn with her other young children next to her. She prayed as others watched her mouth mumble. There is a difference between fear and panic. Amy was still in the room, windows and curtains closed. She had headphones in, crying in the middle of the bed from what she'd seen. Brunner: Daddy, what do we do? He had tears in his eyes. Young Bronner was shocked and scared. He'd only been here 4 years, and he hadn't seen anything like this. He stayed close to his father's leg, sticking to him like glue, holding his 2 favorite action figures. Will: Come on. They all ran to the very back of the boat. Bronner: No, please, Daddy, no. He cried harder. He was afraid to jump. Will: Now listen, buddy. This is one of those things that's on our must-do list. You remember our must-dos and may-do list, right? Bronner nodded yes to his father, still crying, shutting and opening his eyes real tight. Okay, now we must jump in the water. Bronner cried harder. Christina still looked confused, but now even more scared. What's happening? She thought. Then she turned around. Her eyes went from big to wide as she saw the massive gap in the middle of the ocean. She froze in fear. Lisa: Okay, we have to do it now. When Will looked up, he could still see the captain and crew. I thought they would have been long out by now, he thought. He looked over to the left side of the ship and headed over to get as far out as possible. On the way over, he saw life jackets and a blow-up raft in a general shop on the deck. He grabbed them as they ran over and started giving them out. He put his on, then Bronner, then Christina's and Lisa's, making sure everyone was good. Eddie jumped off on his own. Lisa began blowing up the raft. Will: I'll go first, then Bronner, you follow me, bud. Bronner: Okay, he said, still sobbing, tightening his eyes. Christina was now crying. Lisa too. They were all in fear of losing their lives. Will jumped in and floated back up. Will: Throw me your guys so you know they're safe, he yelled out. Lisa threw the raft in. Brunner: Okay. He threw them in, and Will caught him. Will: Okay, now it's your turn. Lisa: Close your eyes and jump, honey. Bronner closed his eyes and held his nose and bravely jumped in after his guys and his dad. Safe, he cried hysterically, trying to keep himself afloat. Will: You did it, bud. High five. Will smiled through his tears. So did Bronner. Next went Christina, then Lisa. They all started swimming as fast as they could. Bronner holding his 2 favorite action figures on his dad's back. They kept feeling pulled back by the water, but they tried harder and harder. They held on to the raft, swimming as hard as they could. The boat had reached a hole about 1,500 meters away from them, yet the currents were like a river, and Will, Lisa, and the kids were going against it. With people still aboard, you heard their screams increase and ring out as echoes bounced off the sides of the hole. The ship broke in half, and both pieces traveled into this mysterious hole. The captain and crew were screaming as they were being pulled back along with Will and his family. Nothing good happens to bad people, he thought. Will: look, guys, I love you. I want you to know we probably aren't gonna make it, judging how they've been off the ship longer. Bronner was screaming, crying, and scared. Christina too. The hole was massive and pulling all the water inside. Lisa closed her eyes, and they all came together, holding each other, sobbing as they slowly floated toward the hole. Bronner's cries began to dim as he held his two favorite action figures in each hand. The end. That was one story in the will. Stay tuned for the other stories in the will. Comment down below what you want to hear and what you want to see. I ain't got no problems writing stories for the people. I love y'all. Stay in touch. Stay in tune. 4 is only.